Video gamers burn thousands of calories playing championships, their heart rate beating at the pace of professional athletes in the field. Chess grandmasters use up enormous amounts of energy playing tournaments, but as described from their own mouths, it feels effortless to them. Have you ever wondered why you crave using TikTok and playing video games, and on the other hand, are not willing to put the same effort into something that could potentially change your entire life? Work? What if you could make doing work exactly like playing video games, using energy but feeling effortless? There's a part in our brain that makes activities feel stimulating and effortless, just like it does with video games and scrolling. You just need to learn how to use that for hard work, and I'm going to show you how. And I'm even going to give you not one, but multiple ways to do that. The first step to unlocking that monster-level motivation is to eliminate all the blockers. Before I explain what I mean by this, imagine this. You are a rat with a goal to reach the top of the mountain to achieve that big outcome. You begin your journey on the straightforward path to the top. Easy, right? But what if, on your way, there are plates of cheese at every step you take? The very thing you crave. Imagine what will happen inside the brain of that rat. He'll face a massive dilemma between staying focused on reaching the top and giving in to the temptation of the cheese. As he progresses through his challenging path, starved of dopamine, the temptation of giving in only increases as he anticipates the pleasure that will come from taking a bite. Forgetting little by little that one bite could decrease his stamina to a point where it potentially could be the reason he doesn't reach his goal. If that feels relatable, this is exactly what drains your energy to work more and stay motivated. It's filled with dopamine that distracts us from our initial target, and every time you take a bite, you slow down and fall behind. In a research experiment, experimenters took two individuals and put them into separate rooms to complete the same task. They let subject number 1 do his work in full focus, blocking all interruptions that may occur. For subject 2, while all other conditions were the same, they made him switch from his initial task A to task B. Later, what they found out was surprising. That simple act of task switching made subject 2 4 times slower than subject 1. Distractions are the biggest blockers of motivation and workflow, and your first step is to eliminate all the blockers. Think of those video gamers burning thousands of calories playing tournaments, and they don't even notice the effort they put in. They're just addicted to their work. It's not just because they're playing video games, but they're using a specific type of motivation from a different source. People who are able to tap into it, people who work harder than any of us, like professional athletes, speakers, and even one of the most hardworking celebrities, Mr. Beast, describe having the same feeling as video gamers. They don't notice how the time passes by. They just love doing the thing. They're addicted. How is a person, no different than you, able to get addicted to their work that feels so hard to you? Can you also get addicted to your work just like them? Let me explain what it takes to get addicted to your work, just like scrolling. Experts looked closely at these winners and found that the source from which the winners were pulling their motivation is different from normal people. There are two types of motivation: extrinsic and intrinsic. Extrinsic motivation is when we are motivated to achieve an outcome. This is where all normal people get their motivation from. They want the outcome. Intrinsic motivation, on the other hand, means you're motivated to do the process. It's like listening to a song to enjoy the song, not just to finish it. The most powerful way to tap into it is by simply changing your goals. So it's not about achieving an outcome, but becoming the type of person who could achieve that outcome. So when things get harder and there's no hope, you won't give up. Because if the point is to become that type of person, then the harder it is, the better you can build him. Now let's look at the science of getting motivated. Science tells us that we are wired to seek activities that give us pleasure. It is deeply ingrained in our neural circuitry. This strong craving for pleasure is driven by a neurotransmitter in our brain called dopamine. To understand why we're motivated to use TikTok so much rather than work, and how to make working as pleasurable as TikTok, it's essential to understand that the release of dopamine is one of the powerful motivators for changing behaviors. Imagine you're scrolling on TikTok. Dopamine is released in your brain, and you experience pleasure. Now, your brain associates using TikTok with those good feelings and wants to relive them again and again. As a result, it craves TikTok. Then, every time you use TikTok and experience satisfaction, the reinforcement of that behavior only strengthens, making you addicted to it. Scary, right? But what if we can flip the table and make doing work just like TikTok? This is how you hack your dopamine supply to get motivated. We're constantly pursuing highly stimulating activities due to the nucleus accumbens in our brain. So when you starve your brain of dopamine by sitting in your room doing nothing, it will crave getting back to work, because now, working suddenly becomes more stimulating than just sitting in a room. You have to decrease the bar of what's stimulating to you. Nowadays, it's so hard for people to feel satisfied. They're quick to reach for their phone and experience those quick hits of dopamine. The amount of stimulation it takes for them to feel satisfied only increases. In this state, working will never motivate them. But if you can lower the bar by being constantly bored, by staring at a blank wall, meditating, and not using your phone, working will suddenly feel stimulating to you. Here's how a simple adjustment made thousands of people motivated to act productively, and how you can use it to feel motivated. In a hospital, they noticed that the patient's health was deteriorating at a massive rate due to their bad eating habits. No matter how much they'd been warned about the fatal consequences, their eating habits didn't improve. Then, an experienced doctor took charge of the matter. She and her colleagues designed the hospital cafeteria in a way to alter the patient's food choices. Originally, the cafe was filled with soda, so they also added water as an option there. Additionally, they placed baskets of water throughout the room. Now, water was more convenient and easy to grab. The result was quick, and they noticed that over 3 months, the soda sales decreased by 11% and water bottle sales increased by 25%. They also made some similar changes with food and saw similar results. Think of how powerful it is. They were able to change the behavior of thousands of patients without bringing the slightest change in their motivation. Your environment changes your behavior more effectively than motivation does. Because if I hold a gun to your head and ask you to work, you'd be motivated to work your ass off. So you just need to create an optimal environment to get the most work done. According to experts, if you want to make yourself act in a certain way, change what you see. A small shift in what you see can lead to a big shift in what you do. So you keep your phone away from your eyes, you procrastinate less, you keep that book always in front of you, you read more. Almost 80% of our sensory receptors are used on vision, so no wonder it's true. How does the world's toughest athlete, completing over 60 triathlons and ultra triathlons, stay motivated? Every one of his days consists of brutal pain. But still, how does he manage to go through this consistently, where 99% of people even struggle to get out of bed? When you ask these elites, they tell you it's not about motivation but discipline. While some of them might be true, it's not entirely accurate. They are motivated. But their motivation is different from everyone else's. We pursue the things that spike higher levels of dopamine than not. Again, for most people, the reward spikes more dopamine for them than the pursuit. To have repeated wins, and to work hard consistently, your pursuit has to be more dopaminergic than the attainment of the reward. Goggins likes the pursuit. He gets more dopamine out of pursuit and doesn't care about the result. He gets pleasure from the friction itself. Goggins trained himself to push through pain, even when not motivated. Recently, scientists have identified a part of the brain called the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. This part focuses on the brain's willpower. And the crazy thing is, when people do what they hate, it increases its size. So the more you push through pain, the more you strengthen your will, and over time, it becomes easier for you to commit to the work. Hard work isn't fun, and often not pretty. It's painful. But by having this great goal, you sign up for this. You acknowledge that, yeah, it's gonna suck. So you pay the price, you get the outcome. Otherwise, you don't get it. There's a reason it's called hard work. That's it. If you want more valuable content, you can join my free newsletter from the description. There, I'll send you emails on how to level up your character, emails about exceptional social skills, and human nature.